Hey guys, so I know that I've made, I think, a few videos about the fact that my sweet little boy dog, who is a Chiweenie, has congestive heart failure. And I have to say that when he was diagnosed, it was terrifying and we just really didn't know what to expect. And so I thought I should make a small video that just shows the medicines that will likely be prescribed and the kind of behavioral changes, activity changes, and the kind of sacrifice it's going to take from you, because it does take sacrifice and some money. The first thing that they will likely be put on is benazepril. It's a tiny white pill for him because he's pretty light. I think he only weighs right now about 8 or 9 pounds. He should be about 11, but he only takes half a pill, and it's prescribed for both heart rate, blood flow, and it's also actually given to dogs with kidney disease. So our other dog, Roxy, actually has kidney disease, so each day we use one pill, and it's pretty cheap, thank God. The secondary medicine that he got put on is one that I've already done a video on, and it's actually called Vet Medin, and it's a little peach label. It's brand name, it's expensive, it's chewable, and they do need it exactly every 12 hours. If you miss a dose and they get overexcited, it could be bad, it could be catastrophic. So, but with that being said, it is an absolute lifesaver. It helps with his heart rate, it helps with how leaky his valves are. His heart doesn't beat as hard. The only downside is there's 50 pills, so that's only 25 days. And it's $60, and that's for the little dog dose. So the big one, it's like $90 or $100. Yeah, it's an investment, and you have to get it every 25 days. But I personally believe that it's completely saved his life, and I'm sure it's saved a lot of others' lives. The third medicine that he was put on is furosemide or Lasix. It's really tiny. Luckily, it's really cheap. The downside, and it's a big one, they need to pee a lot because they're going to be peeing out all the excess fluid that gets built up around their heart and in their lungs. And they can't help it. They are going to want to go all the time, and you know, if you don't have a way for them to go out, they're going to pee in the house. And on top of that, you do have to make sure that they're taking in supplemental water so that they don't then get kidney problems because they're dehydrated all the time. With that being said, it's amazing. It completely changed his life because he was having these episodes where he would run and or bark, get too excited, and then pass out completely, pee or poop, his tongue would turn blue, he wouldn't breathe, he could not move, he looked gone. We have oxygen that we give to him that I'm pretty sure is one of the biggest reasons also that he's still with us. But with less fluid around his heart and in his lungs, he is not having that situation where all of the fluid and everything, when it starts beating really hard, is pushing all the air out of his lungs, and then he's not having oxygenated blood going through his body into his brain, because when you don't have oxygen, you don't have life. And so luckily, with the less fluid, even though his heart is indeed really big, he does not have the kind of problems that he was having without Lasix. And the fourth prescription drug, that's Daisy, sweetie pie, is a cough syrup. It's called Hydromet or Vicodin. It's more or less like liquid Vicodin, which I kind of didn't completely understand until, I guess you guys can just come with me. I did not completely understand how or why that would actually help, because it's cough syrup, and luckily he really hasn't been coughing that much, thank God. But it's actually to make their, I guess, trachea and esophagus and their chest muscles relax which is, I guess, the upside of the narcotic effect. The opiate relaxes everything. So it does help a lot. It makes him kind of sleepy, but it definitely helps prevent as many attacks. And another reason I'm making this video is because I literally don't leave the house unless there's multiple people here to watch him and the other dogs. We have 5 dogs that live in this house. We used to have 7, then we had a gas leak, 2 of them died. That's a whole nother story. But I figured the least I could do is document and kind of chronicle Doyle's progress, his illness, his life, so that that's Doyle's in front, Daisy's behind him. So that, I mean, at the least I could turn, Daisy! Sorry. So that I could at least turn what this kind of nightmarish experience has been into something that can at least keep me from going totally insane and help somebody else at least know what to expect. I'm sure not every dog goes through this kind of roller coaster, but I know the heart rate, the enlarged heart, the problems with exercise, all of that stuff is indeed pretty even across the board, and the medicines are as well. I will say one of the things that I did on my own is I got these vitamins, and they're just regular ProSense multivitamins, and from Chewy they're actually pretty cheap. They're like $7. Of course you have to pay shipping, but I believe they help. And the other thing I do is I make their food. I use brown rice, pasta, obviously not with sauce, carrots, green beans, potatoes. Sometimes we do squash mixed in, or sweet potatoes, and we smash it all up. We also boil it with bone-in chicken, and then obviously take the bone out, because that way they get the bone broth with it. And then we mix it with some of the Pure Balance soft food, because it's the most affordable, really healthy, no byproducts types of soft food. And I think it's really, really helped the dogs. It's definitely a commitment. Making homemade dog food it's a lot. It's a lot. But if you know where to shop and you know like the right ratios, and you incorporate some trusted soft food or hard food in with it, it's worth it, and it's affordable. It's just, it takes a lot. So anyhow, if you guys ever have questions about, you know, if your animal has unfortunately been diagnosed with congestive heart failure, feel free to reach out to me, because this is something I never wanted to be, you know, an expert at. I'm not a doctor, but I've learned so much because this has, you know, happened, and we've had to just roll with it. So anyhow, yeah, I'm sure I will make another video soon, and I hope everybody is doing good out there. God bless.